it's official, PC support is coming to the PSVR2 headset, which is equally surprising as it is awesome. Hopefully Sony just unlocks your Steam library as opposed to making their own front end or PC launcher, something like the Xbox Game Pass launcher for PC, but a Sony-centric version, considering they have teased or hinted around that that's something they're interested in, and they're the only ones. The gaming community is not interested. I repeat, I speak for all of them collectively, not interested in some kind of a launcher like that, because it's incredibly restrictive and not real PCVR. Also, we're going to talk about how is that going to work considering PSVR2 uses a USB-C cable and no PCVR headsets do. Also, I picked me up a Zuck Me Off 3000 to replace my Zuckerberger 2000, which is still a fantastic headset. Speaking of which, we're going to talk about that in this video. With the release of the Quest 3, the Quest 2 is on a savage discount and is still a top recommend for me, especially if you're looking for a cheap but not shitty, oh far from it, really good headset. And I want to quickly touch on the HTC Vive, which I had for about 15 hours and returned it, and my thoughts on the Valve Index in 2024. She looking a little bit long in the tooth and a little bit loose in the caboose, you know, dragging that ass on the floor. Pretty outdated in 2024. And that savage glare is still there on the lenses. Let's get it. Alrighty, Stallions and Stallionettes, welcome to the GamerHeaven. I'm your host, AK40 Kevin, aka the Controller Captain. Today, we're not talking about controllers, we're talking about VR, because we covered that a lot on this channel, because, well, I play VR almost every fucking day of my life. I put on one of my 4 headsets almost every damn day to escape this cold, harsh reality that we all live in. Sharing my screen, I want to talk about what is arguably the most important topic of today's video, and that is the fact that PCVR support is coming to the PSVR2 headset. Unheard of, because usually Sony headsets do not allow this. The PSVR original for PS4 is still locked down and has no PC support, at least no official PC support from Sony. There's probably some janky third-party patches, black magic voodoo fuckery that you can push compatibility and driver support, but to steer clear of it. But here's the official blog post from Sony. We are pleased to share that we currently are testing the ability of PSVR2 players to access additional games on PC, to offer even more game variety in addition to the PSVR2 titles available through PS5. So this sentence makes me a little bit excited. Even more game variety in addition to the PSVR2 titles. So this really does sound like it's going to be a separate library, most likely your Steam VR titles, things like Half-Life Alyx and Ghost of Tabor, the PC version, not the MetaQuest version. Now this is coming in 2024, but no specific quarter. 2 things I wanted to touch on with this topic. First of all, that's freaking awesome. I really hope this comes to fruition, and it is how we imagine it would be. But Sony has hinted around over the last couple of years that they're interested in doing some kind of a front-end launcher for the PC similar to Game Pass, which, by the way, isn't actual PC titles. They're usually blocked from mod support and locked at 120 FPS and have minimal graphics tweaks in the settings menus, as opposed to the actual PC source files, which you'll buy on Steam. Weird. Anywho, absolutely zero interest has been shown from a single gamer with a pulse for Sony to do this, but proper PC VR support would be awesome. And my second thing I want to cover about this whole situation or topic is how is video and audio going to be handled with high fidelity and low latency, considering there's only one USB-C cable you plug to your PS console, and other than the Quest using the tether link, which if you're going to use that headset and you have the router for it, you should definitely go wireless with AirLink or virtual desktop. Definitely AirLink, it's better. Having said that, a PC-centric VR headset is going to use some kind of a Trident cable or adapter block where it's going to have a display port or HDMI, but most likely a display port, then an HDMI 3.1 or 3.2 port to connect to your PC to get data transfer, and then a power plug that's going to plug into the wall. So Sony might be implementing some kind of a Trident adapter, which you of course will have to buy yourself, probably $30 to $50, unless they make it work where you can just plug in the USB-C cable into one of the ports on your tower, but the fastest one you can find on your IO on the back of your Mobo, or I don't know, you know what I mean? That's not how PCVR works. We're over 1 year into the life cycle of the PSVR2. Sales numbers have been very disappointing from Sony, and I do believe a strong portion of that is going to be the lack of games, especially at launch. There was like 3 notable titles. You had Gran Turismo, which you probably need a racing sim to make that feel cool. You're not going to sit there with the VR headset on holding a controller because that's silly. You're probably going to want a VR sim wheel. Then there was Village, but that port was kind of sloppy in my opinion, because you can't can't really pick up things in the environment, and some of the hand tracking was pretty whack. And then we have the pièce de résistance, the one major launch title, which was Call of the Mountain, that Horizon first-party Sony Interactive Entertainment exclusive that I thought was actually really good. So now if Sony unlocks the entire Steam library to where now you can also use this headset to play Alex and your Steam library, that would add a lot of value to this $550 bundle. Having said that, once PC support is fully unlocked for the PSVR2, I am going to do a comparison video of all of the popular consumer-grade PCVR headsets, the Valve Index, the HTC Vive 2, the Quest 2, the Quest 3, and the PCVR2, comparing them and telling you which one I would recommend if I could only buy one. Having said that, as of now, as of March 24th, 2024, I do not think that the PSVR2 holds a candle, wick, bic, or any flame-spitting device to the Quest 3. They both had PC support, and I could only grab one headset to tether wired or wirelessly to my PC to play my PC library of VR games. It wouldn't be a PSVR2, it'd be a Quest 3, for show. But that's just right now. The PC support hasn't even been unlocked for the PSVR2, and perhaps in another year, probably when we actually get this patch where it's unlocked, maybe my opinion of the PSVR2 will have shifted, changed, to where I think that the lenses are a little bit more different to my eyes, and the comfort of the Halo strap feels a little better. And you're going to get more information on this topic during the big PCVR comparison video coming in the near future, but the Valve Index is a little outdated. Things like resolution and that savage glare that has existed since launch are still present. So I picked up the HTC Vive 2 recently, the Pro 2, whatever the latest HTC Vive headset is recently, gave that a shot pretty much for 15 hours straight, giving it the business, adjusting settings, seeing if it fit my palate right, tasted good to me. And there was so many setbacks, cons, shortcomings, limitations, quality of life, shitting on my chest things that pissed me off that I just fucking returned it within 15 hours. It infuriated me. The main feature of that headset that makes it, whoa, that's so cool, is the 5K resolution, which, keep in mind, that is divided between two of your eyes. The resolution is supposed to be, you know, astronomically better than the Valve Index. Field of view is narrower, keep that in mind, but the resolution, 5K, baby. In order to get that working, I have multiple monitors here. I've actually got technically 4, but I unplugged all of them except one, and I was still getting an error that I had too many monitors plugged in. I even lowered the refresh rate from 240 down to measly ass choppy ass 60, still having errors and issues. I updated all the drivers on the HTC website, still having these issues. And then when I finally got it to that 5K ultra mode, it really didn't blow my socks back. That's my opinion on the HTC Vive. It's, yeah, get it the fuck out of here.
Shut it down! Okay. Shut it down!
Its direct competitor is the Valve Index. The resolution is pitifully low compared to its competitor, but the overall package of the Valve Index is still so recommendable. The speakers are great, the mic's great, the field of view is phenomenal. The knuckle controllers, if they're not broken on you, are fantastic. The base stations, if they're not fucking up on you, track phenomenally. And it is supremely comfortable right out of the box. Didn't need to do any facial interface upgrades or head straps or anything, just great out of the box. And the last thing I want to leave you with is a little bit of savings. You can't even see my face. There we go. Over here on Amazon, we've got the Quest 3, which I recently picked up, this 128 gigabyte model, which retails for $500 US for the 128 gigs of storage, or if you want the 512, you're looking at an extra $150 at $650 US. Wow, that's really expensive. That's a PlayStation 5 console pretty much. But the MetaQuest 2, which is still a goddamn beast, usually retails for $250. It used to be $300, then it slashed to $250, slashed down even further. This thing's got cut marks all over it, down to $200 US for this big spring sale at $200 fucking US. The Quest 2, I can't recommend it enough. I've had this headset for 4 years, tested it on the channel. I gotten a lot of lens time with it. This was a good headset for $300, so for $100 off that, yeah. Having said that, the Quest 3 is better in every aspect and component, but if you are on a budget and you just want a non-shitty headset where you can start playing your favorite VR games with your buddies, the Quest 2 absolutely gets a recommendation. The field of view is pretty narrow, the resolution ain't great, and it'll probably need some comfort upgrades to feel good on your noggin. But at $200, and I've even seen them on sale for cheaper than that, new in box condition, definitely worth a pickup. I have a Quest 3 now. It'll be reviewed on the channel in the near future. Also compared to the original Quest 2, is it worth the upgrade or stick to the OG? And a whole slew of VR content coming in the near future. Vlogs, headset comparisons, must-have accessories, things like that. And of course, if you're here for the gamepads, they haven't gone anywhere. That wall's still over my shoulder, and it's getting bigger by the day. Drop in the the comments section below what your favorite VR title is, because I'm looking for new friends to play VR with, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. If you enjoyed the video, liking it helps it to get seen by more gamers, so this information will reach and assist them as well. Much like the back of the TV, I've got plugs for all of my socials down there in the description below. And your wallet will greatly thank you if you check the description, because there are exclusive discounts on a ton of products, including controllers, KontrolFreeks, keyboards, mouse pads, clothes, and energy drinks. And keep in mind that you, the viewer, keep this channel running. The more Stallions and Stallionettes trotting around the stable, the better, so mollywop that subscribe button like it owes you money, and we'll have the same amount of fun tomorrow.